Hello viewers, and welcome to episode 15 of F1 Talk, and in this edition I will be going over the Bahrain Grand Prix and just a few extras that I've picked up from the news of F1 from various websites. I can understand that you won't be able to see me very well, but light quality isn't very good, so I'll just continue on. Right, so Bahrain Grand Prix did take place. No troubles as far as the hosting of the race was concerned. We have our fourth different winner from our fourth different constructor, and as you can see from the hat I'm wearing, Red Bull are back, and it seems, although they have said it could be down to the track temperature, because in China it was about 20 to 25 degrees, in Bahrain it was about 30 to 35, and it could have something to do with the Red Bull works better in high temperatures. So that'll be something interesting to check up on in the next few Grand Prix. Won very easily by Sebastian Vettel, from pole to finish, back to what we were used to really. As soon as he grabbed the pole position on Saturday, I basically said uh-oh, because it's not that I don't like Vettel, it's just that I would prefer other teams and drivers to do well other than Red Bull. So the first three races of the season for me were better suited, so to speak, to my tastes. Good second place from Kimi Raikkonen in the Lotus. If not for the tyre degradation, which was pretty high all round really, probably could have won the race. A very good manoeuvre by Vettel, which was something I actually applauded when I saw it. Raikkonen had the DRS wide open and obviously using a quick squirt of Kurz, and he was coming up to him on the finishing straight, and Vettel did one quick move to the right, which you're allowed to do one move, which stopped Raikkonen overtaking, and from there on Vettel actually won the race. So, but all in all, good second place for Raikkonen, and finally a finish of a race for his teammates, Romain Grosjean, again in the Lotus. So a very good weekend for Lotus there, and smiles all round. Grosjean's first podium. He's definitely improved since his sort of iffy little trial in Formula 1 in 2009. He's consistently in the top 10 shootout. Thing is about Raikkonen, he started 11th and he got up to second, so he probably would have won the race had he been in the top 10 shootout. So, but Grosjean consistently in that top 10 shootout in Q3. And yet another fourth place for Mark Webber, the fourth race in a row. He might as well slap a number 4 on that Red Bull rather than a number 2. But as I say, consistency is paying dividends. I'll go through the top 5 championship standings in a moment. Nico Rosberg with 5th. Shouldn't have even got any points because he should have been given at least a 20-second time penalty after the race. Not only did he push Lewis Hamilton wide, he pushed Fernando Alonso wide in the same corner, and Fernando was extremely angry when it came to the radio call after the said incident. He said, "You cannot make those moves. You cannot do that. You're allowed one move and that's it." And he was, you have to leave space, and you have to. It's, before this season it was an unwritten rule, you know, it was a sort of gentlemanly agreement between the drivers. Rosberg pushed both of them off of the track, and quite frankly Rosberg should have got done for it. I firmly believe if it was any other driver, because Rosberg's the new sort of golden boy of Formula 1, if it was any other driver they would have got done for it. So basically Rosberg got this. Don't do it again. Brilliant 6th place, equalling his best result for Paul di Resta in the Force India. Much needed points for Force India and the Resta. Not had the greatest start to the season. Alonso, after his after getting pushed off by Rosberg, didn't really fight back very much, although the Ferrari's not exactly allowing them to fight back. Lewis Hamilton down in 8th position. Terrible weekend for McLaren. They knew they had high tyre degradation going into the race, going into the qualifying session actually, but didn't have anything to answer the pace of Vettel. I don't even think in a straight speed fight they would have beaten the Lotuses. So the best they could have done was 5th. The best they got, as I just said, was 8th. So actually terrible weekend for McLaren. Jenson Button had a puncture going into the last 10 laps or so. They retired him with about 2 laps to go with a cracked exhaust. A number of other teams were suffering with a cracked exhaust. The Caterhams, I think, were in a bit of trouble. Felipe Massa in 9th place. What can you say? Bye-bye Felipe is what I can say. And Michael Schumacher 10th after starting 22nd, I do believe, on the grid. And, other points to note about the weekend were it was a incident-free race as far as the off-track politics were concerned. It was the most controversial race in recent memory off-track. On-track it was fairly straightforward. But there was good passing all round thanks to the DRS and the Pirelli tyres, which I'll come back to in a few minutes. Jenson Button, as I say, not a good weekend. Not a good weekend for McLaren. 2 Saubers nowhere near the points, and they suffered from higher tyre degradation as well. On we go to the championship standings first. Vettel has actually gone straight to the top of the championship standings with 53 points. Second, Hamilton with 49. So his recent performances are not getting him what he wants, but he has said this year that points matter rather than wins, because the most consistent point scorer will win the championship this year. There's no doubt about it. Webber with his 4-4s has got 48. 4-4s don't make 48. I'm well aware of that. They said that during the broadcast. Jenson Button on 43 in 4th place, equal on points with Fernando Alonso, who also obviously has 43 points. So you can see there that the top 5 contenders for the championship. Can you add Nico Rosberg to that list? Probably not. He's had his moment in the sun, and quite frankly, so have Mercedes, I think. Red Bull are back. Red Bull are definitely back, which causes concern for the other teams. Is Vettel going to dominate the rest of the season? We don't know. Up next on the Formula 1 calendar is a 3-day test at Mugello in Italy on the 1st, 2nd and 3rd of May. That's not too far away now. And the only little bit of other news, I will give you I will make 2 special. I will make an episode after the tests are done. The only other bit of news is that Schumacher and a few other drivers, a couple of the McLaren team and Schumacher have come out and criticised the Pirelli tyres, saying that they're wearing out far too quickly. However, they were asked to make them wear out at the start of last season. They were asked to increase that degradation at the start of this year. A lot of people think, myself included, that this is a little bit of sour grapes by the establishment, basically saying that things aren't going right for you, let's blame something. And quite frankly, people do. When something goes wrong, you blame something, you don't blame yourself. So that's basically it for this edition. I'm sorry about the picture quality, as I say, but light quality outside and light quality inside. It doesn't help when I wear a cap, but I have done for every edition, so why not this edition? Thank you for watching. Any comments in the comment box? What did you think of the Grand Prix? What do you think is going to happen in the next couple of Grand Prix? Like I say, next action is the big test at Mugello at the start of May. So I'll see you after those tests.